crazy about kitchens at Kitchen Mania.
So we are here in the car getting ready to go and surprise Sue Ledbetter that she is the winner of Win a Wish with Kitchen Mania.
She has 2 young children, been living in the UK up until January this year and has had quite a rough ride. But more on this when we meet her.
You were going to come home earlier, is that right? But something happened. Tell us about that.
Yeah. In April, in April last year, I was, and the children and I say I had some poorliness.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
And which meant that our plans to come home halfway through August got the kibosh. We needed to stay, and I needed to have my special medicine, which unfortunately made my hair fall out.
Sure.
And then I needed my lasers and lights, radiotherapy. So that waylaid us for probably 7 or 8 months, which in some ways, when you're going through something, it's actually perhaps not what you're going through, but the fact that we thought we were coming home,
yes,
and then we had to stop that.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, we're here, and everybody's really well.
And
so.
you're here.
Yeah,
which is even
exactly.
better.
I know.
Yeah. Tell me about this house. How long have you been here for?
We've had the house now 7 years.
Okay.
Yes, and we've kind of tried to do it up a little bit, but I guess you're sort of curtailed by funds.
Of course.
And so we've done what we can, and you'll see in the kitchen some of our efforts to do stuff up. It sort of kind of went a little, didn't look as good as perhaps they could after we'd finished. The cupboards are gorgeous. Can I just take you in here?
Yep.
This, I'm not sure what is going on in here, but we've got something, and I don't know what, I think that might be for the dishwasher, but it's obviously come unhinged, and you can see, I told you about Rangitoto springing up inside the cupboard.
Oh,
we've got chipboard, which has got wet because I think the dishwasher might have, a water pipe might have exploded while we were away.
Right.
So that has filled up, and that's basically
yeah,
it's rotten.
It's all,
yeah,
it has, and it's all sort of exploding, like Rangitoto probably did. In here is the surprise cupboard, because
not a good surprise, I'm thinking. No,
it's really, there's a water filter canister thing in there, and it's leaked and is leaking, I found out last night, and the cupboard is dipped in the middle, and it's sort of pooling a bit of water, and it's gone quite sort of slimy. So that's what we call the scary cupboard, and we don't go in here.
I'm loving the taps. Look at the taps. They look very dilapidated.
Yeah, and we're cracking a bit here, and they're actually starting to fall off a bit. These drawers, Maisie actually has to get me to open the drawers for her sometimes.
They stick sometimes, eh, Maisie?
And in the winter, not even I can open them sometimes because they swell, don't they, Angus? Yeah. And you can see.
Oh wow, that is old school. Look at this.
And unfortunately, all the knives and forks slip through all the bottom when we want to use them, so we've got to get them.
And of course, a kitchen is the focal point to a house, isn't it? Really? You spend a lot of time here. Yeah.
And Maisie's starting to do some cooking, so she spends a bit of time in the kitchen, so it would be nice for you to be able to access all of this.
Sure. What do you like to cook, Maisie?
Pancakes.
Yeah, I'm loving pancakes. This gentleman here is Carl from Kitchen Mania. And he wants to tell you something.
Sue, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
Pleased to meet you.
What do you want to tell the car?
Oh, well, Sue, I'd like to tell you that that we're here to give you a new kitchen.
Guys, we want a new kitchen! Oh, really? Oh, thank you so much. Oh, thank you so much.
It will be our pleasure.
Oh,
really
Carl,
will.
that's just amazing.
Carl, a $10,000 kitchen. That's going to make a big difference. Just looking over the kitchen right now, isn't it?
The photo looks a hell of a lot better than the kitchen looks. I can say that much.
We've just had a tour, Carl, and it needs quite a bit of work.
It does.
Yeah.
You guys, thank you so much. much. Thank you. Thank you
very
so
welcome.
much. Oh.
So Carl, tell us, you've seen Sue's kitchen. What happens between where it is now and ultimately when we're making pancakes with Maisie and the family?
Right. So as I said, with Sue's kitchen, the first thing we'll do is get a consultant in here to sit down with Sue, and that process may take a good couple of hours. It may be 2 visits where we come up with a concept plan and come back to Sue, and Sue's the one that knows how she wants to work in her kitchen and make it work. So it's important that between Sue and the consultant they work and they come up with the right design. We don't worry too much about colours and materials and all that at that stage.
Right.
It's more about getting the right
It's the functionality
design.
of the kitchen.
Functionality and making sure it works in the room, that it works, where the light's coming from. All those sort of things are important to get the right result. Once the plan is all, and Sue's happy with it and gone over it and had sleepless nights to make sure she's 100%
Everything's sorted.
Right, Sue will say, "Yep, that's what I want to go with," and then we will get Sue back to the showroom, where we have all the samples of all the hardware that's available, all the pull-outs, all the knick-knacks, all the different materials that can be used in the kitchen, whether it be the doors or the tops, and also hardware and bits and pieces. And we'll let Sue loose in the colour room, and she'll put together colours along with the consultants. And then, so at the end of all of that process, we will have a design that also has materials attached to it that is going to be the final result. Now, typically with Sue's kitchen, this is one that was going to require a little bit of work on site. So Martin, who looks after all our on-site work, will come out and meet with Sue and discuss what's going to happen, how it's going to happen. We'll organise the removal of the kitchen, we'll organise the sub-trades, so that we'll need a plumber and electrician here. We'll also need to talk with the flooring people. And so Martin will work through all that, and then Sue will be given a date and a time when all this will happen, and then one morning we'll all arrive in mass. It's a little bit it's a little bit easier this time. It's still a steep driveway.
It's still a steep driveway.
Does she have to move out?
But not quite. She doesn't actually have to move out, no not at all, because the Sue's kitchen will be taken out very early in the morning. It will be an early start.
Yep.
And certainly by the end of the day, Sue will have a functional kitchen. I'm not going to say it will be 100% finished, but certainly be able to function in it. And it may carry on to the next day before we're actually 100% finished.
And we're good to go.
I feel a bit shaky, and I feel overwhelmed and very excited. But I think probably tonight I'll sit down and have a bit of a cry, actually, because it's been absolutely amazing. It's like a new start, really. I feel as though the tide has changed and things are starting to turn around for us, and things are starting to look up and the sun's starting to shine, which is just lovely. It's a fantastic feeling. The part of my feeling is an overwhelming feeling of relief. Because after things start happening in a bad way, you kind of hold your breath.
Well, we want to say thank you to Sue Ledbetter and to Maisie and Angus for letting us come into their home and look around their kitchen, and for sharing her deeply personal story with us this morning. It's just been a wonderful morning, and to top it off with Carl being there as well to tell her the good news was just fantastic.
She's been through so much. She was saying once things sort of settled down that she was pretty much stranded in the UK receiving her treatment for breast cancer.
Yeah.
And she wanted to get home so desperately, her and the kids, and she's been through so much that at last the sun is shining again.
And you sure got a friend in the breeze.